I just built these two gaming computers for a total of $869.83. The first one consists of some really awesome parts, including a RTX 3060 Ti, and the second gaming computer also has some really nice parts, and it provides great price to performance, achieving a 200 FPS average in Fortnite. Now, of course, I did flip them, and after flipping them, I nearly doubled my money, so today, you'll get to see exactly how I did it. Yo, what's up? This is Flipping PCs Until I Buy a House, Season 2, Episode 2. For those of you that are new here, this is a series I started that has a big end goal in mind. I'm going to buy a house with the profits that I save up from flipping PCs. In the last episode, I ended with listing that first computer for sale that has the RTX 3060 Ti, and that's exactly where we're starting today. I think you're really gonna enjoy this video. Well, I hope so. Alrighty, so this computer, it's been listed for a few days and I've gotten a handful of messages. I'll put the description up on screen right now and you tell me, what's the first thing you notice that I say no to? Yep, I say no trades in literally like the first paragraph in my description. But look at these messages. I'm still getting requests for trades. Like, bruh, do you not read the description? In total so far I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 messages, and at least 3 of them are asking for trades. This guy said, hey, will you be willing to trade an Xbox Series X? No. And I had this another trade request. This guy said, hey, I was wondering if there was any way we can trade. I have this really nice and expensive airsoft gun I don't use. My friend in the military gave it to me, but I don't use it. And I'm really trying to get a PC to start my art business. Like, sorry bro, I don't want an airsoft gun, an expensive, like, are you? And then I just got another message. This guy said, hey, will you take not $7. And then he said, I can pick up tonight. I said, yes, it's available. I can't do 700, but where are you located? He just said he's in Colorado. If you don't know, I'm in Utah. So yeah, that's not gonna work out. Then the only other like realistic offer we have so far, this guy just said, hey, are you negotiable on price? I said, depends, what's your offer? Then he hit me with the, what's the lowest you'd go? Every time someone says that, never say your lowest because you're just like shooting yourself in the foot. Always wait until they offer. So I just said, I'm not sure, I'm hoping for 800. If it doesn't sell, then I'll probably drop it. Hopefully other people message me. I would love to get 800 for this thing. This video is sponsored by Super CDK. If you just built a gaming PC or you're flipping computers, then you need to activate Windows on your builds. Go ahead and visit them down below. They have Windows 10, Windows 11, and even discounted game keys. Add whatever key you want to your cart. Be sure to use the discount code SPLA to save a little bit of extra money on checkout. Activating the key is super simple. Just copy and paste it straight into your window activation settings, click activate, and bam, Windows is activated. Thank you, Super CDK, and be sure to visit them down below. I also got another message. The guy kind of seemed interested. He kind of just wants a lot more pictures. I told him, hey, there's plenty in the ad. He wanted a video, so I'm sending him a video of it working with the timestamp. Yo, what's up? It's been almost exactly 24 hours since I last talked to you. I had a pretty good morning today, and luckily I received some more messages on that computer last night, talked to some of them, and then luckily one of them sent me a $50 deposit to hold it for them until they're off of work. The buyer's off of work in a few hours, and I've never had anyone send a deposit and then bail on me, so hopefully this one's nothing different, and we should sell it. All right, ladies with gentle hands, the time is now. I just got word from the buyer that we're good to meet up, and I already got a video for him showing him working with the timestamp and everything. So all we have to do is shut this bad boy down, pack it up, and hit the road. First, I'll give you this. The power supply, it's fully modular. I'm not sure if you know a bunch about computers, but these are just like the extra cables and everything. This did have foam right here, but it like broke. It's good though in the box. It's fully secure and everything.
All right.
For sure, brother.
All right, man. Thank you.
If you have any issues with it, feel free to message me. If you have any questions, just message me as well, man.
Sweet. Thank you.
Hey, you guys have a good night. Let's go, baby. We sold the PC. All right, let's count the money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got a total of 8 Benjis. So I listed it for 800, got 800, and the $50 deposit. Did I scam the buyer? No, I didn't scam the buyer, but how did I get more than what I listed it for? The buyer that bought it, at first he messaged me and said, would you take $650? I was like, nah, I'll take $750 though. He didn't reply, and then this morning he got back to me and was like, do you have any monitors? I'll buy the computer as well. I just let him know, don't have any monitors, but I do have another buyer that messaged me before you. If it falls through, I'll let you know. Then he hit me back and said, what if I offer $850? So I was like, well, I'm not gonna not take that. So I told him, yeah, if you can send me a deposit, then it's yours. Whew, it's getting hot in this jacket. So the guy literally just told me that I had the best add up at the moment, and that's why he was willing to pay more. And yeah, he's not wrong. I looked at another PC that had a 3060 Ti. It was listed around $1,000. The pictures were kind of mid. They looked like they were taken on a potato. The main thing that sucked about that listing, they were trying to sell him a $1,000 computer with the Intel stock cooler. Anyways, I'm happy that we got 850 bucks for it. The profit is fat on this one, like a fat profit. Everyone drop a big fat W in the comments below, baby. This is an awesome start to the new season. Let's keep that awesome start going. I have some really great news for you. But first, I want to thank everyone that donated since the last episode. Also, sorry if I butcher any of these names. First donation is from our boy Muhammad Mahan. He just said, I'm going to start flipping PCs because of you, and he's wondering if this deal for $54 is any good. Has an i7 4790K, Z97 motherboard, 16 gigs of RAM, and an aftermarket air cooler. Just by reading that, yeah, it's a really solid pickup for a budget build. Next donation is from our boy Adrian Ortiz. Thank you, my man. Up next is Rudolph Assad. Thank you for the donation, and I appreciate your support. And the last donation is from the man himself, Danny Outerkirk. This man sent a fat dono of $100. And he also left a nice little note. He said, keep up the good work, man. Keep pushing, you'll get there. Thank you, Danny. I really appreciate your gratuity and your kind words. Very much appreciated. Everyone drop an MVP Danny in the comments. And FYI, all donations go towards the goal of this series, and everyone that donates will get their name displayed on like a little thank you wall in my new house. Now back to the good news. So really quickly, let's talk about the computer that just sold. The guy that originally bought it, he wasn't the original buyer. I told him that someone else messaged me before, but he obviously was willing to pay more. So I just told the original buyer, I was like, hey man, sorry, someone's gonna pay more, so I'm just gonna sell it to them. And then after talking to the original buyer for a few more days, turns out he really wants a computer. So I just told him, you can work with me if you send me a deposit, I can build you like a custom rig. We were kind of talking, and after a few days of talking and him deciding that he can trust me, he sent me a $50 deposit. So the good news is we basically already secured some profit, but not yet because we still have to build it and of course sell the thing. But the first step is done, which is honestly the hardest step, is finding the buyer, and I already have the buyer. Anyways, here's all the parts. Let's quickly build this thing up so your boy can make some money. I set a timer to see how fast I can build this PC, and as I'm playing Bob the Builder, let me tell you about the parts going into this build. For the CPU, I'm using the Ryzen 5 3600, and I scored this bad boy for 50 bucks. I've seen ZTT use these a bunch, and there's a good reason for it. It's a great budget CPU. For the motherboard, I'm using this Asus B450. It's a ROG Strix Gaming, and I paid $45 for it. The RAM for this build is a nice brand new kit from Amazon. It was $36.43, and it's a 2x8GB kit clocked at 3200 megahertz. Thinking about it now, I should have bought a 3600 megahertz kit, but it'll be fine as long as I enable XMP. The SSD is a 512GB NVMe. This Timetech model was on Amazon, and I paid $35 for it. To cool our CPU, I'm using the good old ID Cooling Tower Cooler, and I got this on sale for $17.93. This is a great little cooler for the price. I use it in all of my builds. Comes in black and white and comes with an ARGB fan. For the case, I went with this BitPhoenix Nova Mesh. It was $69.61, and it comes pre-installed with 4 ARGB fans. To power this build, I'm using this brand new power supply from Amazon. It's an MSI Mag 550 watt, and I paid $52.75. It's 80 plus bronze and has all black cables, but I am adding some cable extensions, and this time I'm using some pink ones. These were $22 on Amazon, and the reason I'm going with pink is because that's what the buyer wanted. I was talking to the buyer trying to figure out kind of what they wanted, and I was talking about a color scheme, and they said they wanted a white case with some pink cables. This should turn out really sick. The last part is the GPU, and I'm going to be throwing in this EVGA RTX 3060. This is one of 2 3060s that I have. I paid $70 for them. I'm just happy I'm finally getting one of them in a build. Well, those are all the parts. So far I'm 7 minutes into this build. Go ahead and comment down below how long you think it will take me. Well, the build is done and I surprised myself. From just having parts to getting the PC to post, it took me 31 minutes to complete. It could have been faster, but I had some of the products that I had to unbox, and then installing the cable combs onto the cable extensions took a fair amount of time. Plus I did some light cable management and got the back panel on before I ended the timer. Not a bad time, especially for what I did. The build cost me $399.38. And luckily for me, after I installed Windows, the motherboard already had an activated version, so I saved some money there. As I was talking to the buyer about this computer, I just asked what games he played. He said he plays Rocket League, Apex Legends, Fortnite, and GTA 5. So those are all the games I tested. Other than Rocket League, that game is trash. In Fortnite, I set it to 1080p with performance mode, 100% 3D res scale, far view distance, and everything else was on low. The first game is always pretty stuttery, but it averaged 221 FPS with a 1% low of 22. I got a few kills and took the L on this guy's crown, but I decided to take myself out so I could test it again to see if the 1% lows would be better. The second time around, it got an average of 202 with a 1% low of 34. The average was worse, but the 1% lows were better. What the hell? This computer can definitely handle higher settings even at 1440p, but the buyer said he wants to play Fortnite competitively, so these are probably the settings he would use. In Apex Legends, I played at 1080p with basically competitive settings again. I had high textures and then everything else was on low, and I had TSAA turned on. I just played in a team deathmatch to get some more playtime, so FPS numbers might be a little different if you played in a normal BR mode. But with these settings, the system averaged 232 FPS with a 1% low of 158. And honestly, I didn't expect myself to play that good, but I basically won that team deathmatch by myself. The last game I tested was GTA 5. I set the game to 1080p with all high settings, TAA was on, and I turned on advanced graphics. With those settings, it averaged 122 FPS with a 1% low of 90. I got the computer fully reset and I took some pictures of it. Then I sent them over to the buyer, but unfortunately, we won't be getting the money today, but that's my decision. I just have a lot more important things on my plate. Just editing, but hey, it is important. So I set up a time for tomorrow evening to sell the PC, so I guess I'll see you then. I just got word from the buyer that he's ready to meet up, and I'm actually gonna meet him halfway, so we need to pack this thing up so we can hit the road. Alrighty, here's one last look at the computer before I pack it up, and I'm also gonna get a video for the buyer, but geez, this build turned out pretty clean. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Yay, it still works. I mean, of course it does. But wait, why do I have it set up on my desk? Well, this is why. I don't know if you can tell, but my desk is like a hill right now. It broke. Yep, it broke. I don't know what to do because this was like my main YouTube desk, so. Well, at least I can just pack up this computer on the floor. I don't need a desk. Normally when I sell computers, I just include the tower and the power cord so they can at least turn it on. But this time, I'm giving him the little power supply box. And in the power supply box, I have an extra pink cable extension, the little black cable combs if he doesn't want the clear ones, extra screws for the PC, and then the power cord. And also I was talking to him this morning and I figured out that he won't be able to use Ethernet. So I'm also just gonna give him a little USB Wi-Fi adapter. This is a Netgear one and it works pretty good. Anyways, I'll see you at the meeting spot. All right, I just made it to the meeting spot. Sadly though, the buyer said he was on his way, but I don't think he actually was, and he just let me know he's still 15 minutes away. So I guess I'll just sit here and sit here. Let's go, baby. I just made it home. So my desk is still, doing its thing, but I don't even care because we got that money, baby. Here's all the cash. Let's go ahead and count it. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 350, 450, 550, 650, plus the $50 deposit that we got about a week ago. So that gives us a total of $700 for this build, which gives us another fat freaking profit, like $300. I would say this has been a great start to the series. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you loved it, and be sure to turn on bell notifications so you don't miss the next time I upload. And if you're interested in seeing the beginning of this series, then click here and watch all of season 1.